Watch your step. It gets a little slippery in here.
Yeah. These blackberry thorns are just chewing at my ankles, I'll tell you that.
You need a pair of hiking boots like the ones I've got on.
Watch yourself. Some armored socks is what I need.
Did you keep any extra shoes in your car?
Well, I got a pair of rubber things, but they just leak like a sieve.
I got boots, I got sneakers, got dress shoes, got anything I need.
That's nice. Okay. Who called this in now?
Skipper from a salvage boat. Saw the headlights near the water here.
What time was that?
About 4 a.m., give or take.
Yeah? Anybody see anything else down here?
No, it's pretty hard to see anything from the road here at night.
What size shoe you wear? I'll lend you a pair.
No, that's okay, thanks. I'm okay.
I got extras.
That's nice, is that?
Here we are. Car's registered to a Henry Bernard Rose. I ran his plate. Nobody at his house is answering the phone.
Okay.
Send a unit up to his address, check it out?
Yeah, they went there. Nobody's home.
Okay, so obviously came off the road up there.
Yeah.
A couple 100 yards away anyways, huh?
That's got to be 200, 220 meters at least.
Okay, meters. Check that, meters.
Yeah.
And he cut right through there. You can see the path.
And took out all these blackberries.
Comes right down here, ends up here. Okay. So where's our body?
Well, there isn't one.
I mean, there's no body. There's a body. If there's no body, what am I doing here?
Well, sir, take a look inside there.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, you got a lot of blood in here.
Oh, yeah. Blood splatter all over the dashboard, on the passenger seat there. That's got to be arterial, huh?
Well, maybe arterial, yeah.
Pumping out pretty good.
Yeah.
See?
Got some on the ground right outside the car.
Yeah, the trail leads this way, and it,
Oh, you're right.
it stops right here at the trunk.
Okay. These are passive drops. So passive drops. He's standing here. He's bleeding. Does that trail pick up anywhere else?
Not that I could find. It just ends right here.
You got to figure the guy is standing here. He's bleeding out. Where the heck does he go?
Maybe he's bleeding out. Maybe.
Did you look in the trunk?
No, it's stuck shut.
What you're thinking there? Maybe he crawled in that trunk and come to his inside.
Well, like you say, we don't know what's happening here, right?
Okay, let's get the trunk open.
And I'll get a pry bar.
I'm going to go up. I'm going to check up on the road.
Maybe a dog. We should get a dog. Size 8.
They're prostitutes. I paid them. It was consensual.
They consented to being burned with us?
They consented.
Okay, so how does that work exactly? Do you ask them beforehand, do you mind if I burn you?
Well, no. They show up, and I tell them what I want to do. And if they agree, they stay. And if they don't, they're free to go.
You don't confine them?
No, I don't confine them.
Do you pay any of them with drugs?
No, I pay them with cash.
Tell me about this girl here.
Slut.
Pardon?
Slut.
That's what you wrote on her breasts. Do you know her real name?
I don't know her real name. That's why I give her one.
So how long did she stay with you?
A couple of days, I think.
So you keep these girls a couple of days. Do you keep any longer than that?
They stay till they want to leave.
So if a girl wants to leave, she's free to go?
Yeah.
Oh, the marks on her look pretty painful. That's got to be rough on the neighbors, her screaming from the pain.
No complaints that I know about.
So what happens? You do a little dope with the girls that keeps them quiet?
Do you have some kind of a formal complaint against me on this?
What kind of habit you got? You can't tell me that stash is all personal use.
Do I look like a needle user to you?
You're not answering my question.
You know I can't comment on the charge that brought me here.
Do you remember this one, Queenie?
I remember them all.
Did you do any dope with her?
I'd like to know if there's a formal complaint against me or if this is just a drug charge.
For now, it's just a drug charge.
Then I'd like to have my lawyer present for anything further.
You're free to use the phone. Give him a call.
Squadron, I got your message.
Yeah, I want to talk to you about a couple things.
Well, you pissed off at me?
Yeah, a little bit. You take long enough? Let's hit the alley here. I'm concerned about you.
Yeah?
You still seeing the psychologist?
He's getting a few things off my chest, yeah.
I hope that doesn't include you telling her you beat Charlie Josephs to death.
I didn't beat him.
Yeah, but you set him up.
Yeah, I set him up. I told you that.
Yeah, and you know what? Did you tell anybody else?
I guess I told
Because you really put me in a corner by telling me.
Well, I guess I told you because I didn't want to tell the psychiatrist if I got the inclination. Anyway, damn it, that Charlie Josephs, I knew he wasn't going down for his crime, so I set him up.
No, I don't care, Leo. I don't care. You got to set the guy up, okay? Understand? I mean, you want to take the guy off the streets, that's your business. But now you tie me up in it by telling me, okay?
I guess.
Well, I hope you didn't get the sudden urge to go and tell somebody else about it.
I won't.
Okay. It's us.
Are we okay?
I don't know, are we?
So can you tie him to any of the missing prostitutes through the photographs he kept?
No, it doesn't look like it, no.
No. Well, then I'm not seeing where there's a charge here.
Well, at the very least, I'd like to know if he gave Queenie the dope that killed her.
Yeah, but people overdose every day. I mean, it's not like we can charge the drug dealers. There's no intent.
Well, I'm hoping to get someone to give testimony that he intentionally gave her an overdose.
Okay, so I'm assuming that this would be another consensual sex partner / drug dealer.
Look, I know it's a long shot, okay, but that's the kind of people he victimizes. I don't think he's had too many solid citizens up in his torture chamber there.
You're bucking a huge credibility issue here in this witness pool. I mean, even if you had someone who said that Mills confessed to them, I'm just not seeing a reasonable chance for conviction.
I'm gonna have to agree. I don't see any hope of this leading to a murder charge, and that's even with the testimony. Now, Queenie's death was due to a self-administered overdose. It was self-administered. Let's hand this over to sex crimes and let them work on it.
What the hell is that?
It's a ferret.
Yeah, right. It's got a little collar around it there. And there's a leash in the back seat hanging off the coat hook.
Yep. Some people have ferrets for pets, believe it or not.
Huh.
Question is, what's it doing in the back of this car in the trunk here? You know what this might be, Zach? This might be a ferret homicide.
Oh, dog's here.
Okay, bring him down. I don't know the ferret's here, though. We don't want him sidetracked.
Yeah, okay.
Is it for a
You know,
body?
maybe we should get some divers down here. You know, this guy could have been dazed, wandered off.
Yeah, I suppose so. He might be right there. Sure, he could have got out of the car and stumbled down there, yeah.
Maybe on impact, you know, when he did this nosedive into these rocks, you know, he could have gotten to the water that way.
On impact? How would that work?
Well, you know, the sunroof's open.
Through the sunroof?
Yeah.
Wait, he nosedives into the rocks and then whoosh out through the sunroof?
Well, yeah, it's possible.
Well, let me just take a look. Something down here. Is that... Now, you know, I'm not seeing those giant springs that might launch him up through that sunroof there,
Look,
Zach.
I've seen it happen, okay?
Through a sunroof?
Well, it's a convertible, but it's the same ejection principle.
Ejection principle? Are you kidding me? What, he stops here, the car stopped here, and he goes flying through the sunroof and sploosh into the drink. What about the ferret? He's wounded, he crawls out of the wreck and decides to lock himself in the truck.
Okay.
What about up on the road? Did you find anything up there?
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah? What?
Well, it could be there's another car involved.
Another car?
Yeah.
Well, what are we going to tell me about another car?
I don't have to tell you anything. I'm still investigating. I'm only telling you now as a courtesy, one investigator to another, in a spirit of cooperation, which I know is not in your vocabulary, which I'm ignoring in an attempt to find out what the hell happened here.
Well, I'm ignoring all these wild theories you're tossing around here yet again. I mean, come on. People get injected into space.
All right.
You know, it might be the water fairies lifted him out of there. Zach, run that one by me, see if I might get cooperative on that.
You want to see what I found up on the road or not?
Okay. Can't wait.
Maid found the body about an hour ago.
What's the victim's name?
Mrs. Florence Whitman, 78 years old. She's from San Francisco.
What floor?
Top floor, penthouse.
Nosebleed suite.
You guys secure the apartment yet or what?
Yeah, and forensics is on the way. I never seen so much blood. It was gruesome. Blood all over the...
Sorry. Did the victim live alone or what do we know?
She's a sole resident, yeah.
Okay, we're gonna take a quick look inside. See if you can find anybody who remembers seeing her last night. Canvas the building, maintenance people, manager, all the usual, right? Thanks.
No problem.
Looks like dinner for two here. 2 plates, 2 glasses.
You must have had some company.
Pretty fancy kitchen. Guess the bedroom must be up those stairs.
Yeah.
Got a hot tub out on the balcony.
Okay, here we go.
She took a pretty good wallet. Made me more than once.
There's a lot of anger right there. The purse is here. Wallet, credit cards in it, keys, everything's here.
Yeah, look at the jewelry. It's just laying right out there.
Yeah. It's not smelling like a robbery, is it?
Nope. Look at all these liquor bottles, champagne. There was a hell of a bash went on here last night.
We better back off. The forensics guys in here do their thing.
Okay, this is our victim right here, right? We went right through the fence, down the bank, into the water, okay?
Yeah.
If you follow these skid marks right here, back to their point of origin, you can see where he crossed the lane.
Oh, yeah, so he's coming this direction?
Yeah, right.
How does it get in that lane, though?
Well, way up there, you see 4 short skid marks. That's where he puts on brakes suddenly, right? He skids. Okay. Yeah, he rights himself.
He rights himself and then...
goes across the lane.
And then?
And he starts accelerating. All of a sudden, boom, right over here, right through this fence, all the way down to the water. He's still accelerating.
So what do you think happened? He got his foot stuck in the accelerator?
Well, maybe, but the question is, what caused him to put on brakes way up here and lose control in the first place?
That's a good question. Well, I used to bring my daughter down here swimming. There's a picnic area, so maybe there's somebody crossing the road or something in the road. He's avoiding it.
Maybe somebody comes over to his side of the lane. He puts on brakes. He's just trying to avoid a collision.
Sure.
Okay?
Sure. Okay, so what now? What's the evidence that's telling you that?
Well, that's on the other side of the road up there. You see those marks right there?
Those other ones?
Yeah. Those little stuttery marks. That's where somebody slams on the brakes real hard.
That was pretty fresh.
Yeah.
So I don't see any debris. Did you guys find anything like that?
No.
So there's never any
I don't
contact.
think that happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how long do you think those... Does anybody tell how long they've
They
been
look
there, those
new.
marks?
It could be 2 or 3 days, but it's hard to tell.
That's always the problem, right?
Yeah, here they are.
Hey, any luck with the dog?
Well, the dog picked up the scent pretty good from the car and followed it right back up here towards the road.
The guy made his way back up here to the road?
Yeah, it looks that way. The dog's going back down to try it again.
No, not bad. You know, here's my problem, though, with the whole theory is your idea as you're laying it out. It's like, you listening?
Yeah.
There's no body. No body. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to head back to my office. I'm due back on Earth. And I'm going to resume my day and just get on with the normal thing, okay? If and when you ever get a body, you let me know. Well, make sure you check the trees, because sometimes those ejectors, they can get up pretty high. You might not see it. Also, those great blue heron nests, they're always full of stuff. Okay?
And she was killed right here on the bed. You can see the blood spatter there on the headboard. So she would have been lying right here with her head right up at the sand.
Not like she's laying there right now?
No, more like she was rolled over. And I got the spray all over from the blood throw.
Any sign of a struggle from her?
No signs.
Maybe she was asleep.
Well, passed out from drinking too much. Smells like booze.
Any idea what she was hit with?
Well, I'd say she took several blows with some sort of a round, blunt object.
Like one of them big round ashtrays or one of these bottles?
Well, hard to say until we take a look. There's nothing visible on any of them.
Could be the killer took the weapon with him. Ditched it in the vicinity somewhere.
Yeah, we'll get the uniforms to check through the garbage.
Anything else, man?
No, that'll be it for now.
Thanks. Talked to anybody who might have seen her last night?
Caterer. We called him. The delivery guy's on his way over now. The apartment manager's not in yet.
Okay. Thanks. Talk to you later.
Take it easy.
Hi. What, I got a lot on my plate?
Yeah.
What have I got on my plate?
It's mostly just paperwork and catch-up stuff, but that doctor still hasn't called back.
What doctor?
You know that file of Patricia's, Queenie King, Dr. Wyman, the tubal ligation thing?
Oh, yeah, any luck tracking down some of those women that he sterilized?
Yes, I did.
Good.
20 Aboriginal women under 18 had the procedure done in the mid-'80s. 14 of them are now dead.
From tubal ligation?
No. 6 drug ODs, 2 alcohol, 1 murdered, 4 suicides, hepatitis.
Where are the others?
I'm still trying to track him down.
Let me know when you know.
Okay.
Oh, how's that book? You still working on that?
My book?
How's it going?
It's, I'm stuck. Somewhere between fact and fiction.
Oh, no.
Coroner's office.
Keep at it. That's a terrible place to be.
Okay, thanks. I'll let him know. That was Zach. He's got a body for you.
What? What, did he find it up a tree?
He didn't say.
Didn't say. Didn't say. This guy totally wears me out.
Electrical fork implement thing you recovered from your suspect's apartment?
Alex Mills, yeah?
Well, I did a comparison, and it's a match to the burn scars on Queenie King.
Yeah, he's admitting he used it. Now, what about the scars from that? How recent were those?
Oh, a couple of weeks, maybe.
See, I'm looking for something to put him with Queenie on the day she died.
Well, the artifacts won't give you that.
Yeah, okay. Dead end, I guess. No, I thought I was onto something to keep that twisted little perv locked up.
I was looking along the bank and up under the pilings. Saw he was washed up on the shore like this.
Yeah, okay, well, let's see who we might have here. This is on his neck. Some kind of weird scratches on there, see those?
Claw marks. Could be the weasel did that.
Actually, he could have got it from banging around the pylons down here. It's not a weasel, it's a ferret.
Well, it's the weasel family, okay? Ferrets in the weasel family, yeah? Ferrets, mink.
Look at these knuckles. Aren't they scraped raw right there?
Oh, yeah.
That's interesting. What's that mark?
It could be a bite mark. Right down there. Right?
Could be. See, my friend Zach here can go right from traffic, right over to zoology and that pathology without even missing a beat. And I got a wallet. It's a fat one. And we'll see who we're dealing with. Here's a license.
Yeah. Henry Rose. Yeah.
Good. What's the date?
September 10th, 1959.
What's that?
Yeah. That's rock and roll.
42.
Mrs. Whitman's lived here for many, many years before I started.
She's widowed.
That's right. She's on her own, no relatives, just a secretary.
She has a secretary? Do you know her name?
His name is Ross Gardner.
Gardner? I'm going to need a contact number for him if you know one.
He has a suite in the building. Mrs. Whitman pays for it. I called him already, but I gather he went out quite early this morning. I guess one of the neighbors wanted to let him know about Mrs. Whitman.
How long has he worked for Mrs. Whitman, do you know?
Well, I understand he used to be Mr. Whitman's secretary before he died, and then he just continued on with Mrs. Whitman. Apparently, he and Mr. Whitman had a very close relationship, but as I say, that's before my time here.
We're going to need Mr. Gardner's apartment room number.
It's 2504. Is there anything else?
Yeah, apparently Mrs. Whitman had a party last night. Do you know anything about that?
No, nothing.
The catering guy you're looking for is right over there.
Yeah? Okay, thanks. There you go.
Thanks very much.
So that was pretty good information I gave you then, right? I gave you Irish Billy, and he gave you that guy from the Victory Manor.
We'll see how that turns out. But yeah, good. So this guy Alex at the Victory Manor, did you know him?
I had seen him around.
Seen him around?
Scored from him a couple times. He puts out a lot.
But you didn't know anything about what else he was into?
No.
You're not lying to me?
No, why would I?
Alex has got a photograph of you tied to his bed. That's how you got those marks on your wrist and the burn you showed me. Am I right?
Yeah. I was embarrassed about the stuff I did with them. I'm sorry, I should have said.
Yeah, well, it's over now anyway. I haven't got him murdered, and I got to move on to other cases.
Well, what about the other stuff he does? Can't you guys do something about that?
Not unless you want to file a complaint against him, and that's sex crimes, not me.
I can't file a complaint on him.
You know, you can if you want to.
Well, you see the place he lives, the Victory? Alex has got everybody there paid off with dope. File a complaint, they'll come after me.
You know, maybe there's a way to keep you out of it.
How'd we do that?
Well, if you can give me some names of the girls that he's been torturing, and if sex crimes can get any of them to file a complaint, then you won't have to be involved.
And I don't know if I want to do that.
Look, how about I'm going to get you some pictures of these other girls, and you just try and give me some names. And I'll see if I can get some cash for you. How's that? Just give me some names.
Guess that'd be okay, yeah. I gotta get back.
So how often would you say you cater a dinner for Mrs. Whitman?
Oh, 3-4 times a week. Sometimes more, sometimes less, on average.
Last night it was just Mrs. Whitman and Mr. Gardner. Alone? No one else?
Well, they didn't need anybody else. The two of them could fill up an empty banquet room.
What do you mean by that?
Well, they're very theatrical. I mean, everything was a drama with those two.
They say anything else to you last night, like maybe they were planning a party or something like that?
No.
Well, that's a lot of liquor you brought them just for their dinner.
That wasn't an awful lot of liquor. That was their normal order.
All right, so you served dinner, you served the wine, collect your tip, and you left? That's all?
Yes, served the food, poured the wine, yeah.
Was that usual for them to eat together like that?
Oh, all the time. I mean, every time I catered anyway.
So how were they getting along last night?
Oh, pretty usual. A little bitching about the food, bitching about the wine. Not the best year for the grape. Showing off for the help, you know.
Okay, if there's anything else, we'll be in touch, all right? If you think of anything...
Okay.
I just finished my canvas. Nobody heard anything unusual last night that they can remember. And Mrs. Whitman's secretary's up in his apartment right now if you want to go up and talk to him.
2504.
Yep.
Who is it? Vancouver homicide.
Mr. Gardner?
Come in. Feeling all right today, Mr. Gardner? You look a little pale.
I'm afraid I had rather a lot to drink last evening. I was catching up.
Where was that, Mr. Gardner? Where were you last evening?
Last evening, I was with Mrs. Whitman. We had dinner, and then I went out with a young friend. I'm sorry, sit down.
What was the name of this young friend?
Douglas something or other? I don't recall.
You're going to need to recall.
Well, I'm not sure I ever knew it.
Where'd you meet? Did he come here or did you go out?
No, here. He came here. We went out from here.
Now, what time would that have been?
Late? I don't know. I don't have a watch.
Sit on the front of your robe there, Mr. Gardner.
I'm sorry, what?
On the front of your robe looks like a little bit of blood.
I don't know. I don't know what that is.
You want to stand up, please, Mr. Gardner?
Well, I just sat down, all right.
I'm going to advise you of your rights.
Oh, I have rights now. Well, lovely, lucky for me.
Yeah, you're lucky. You're under arrest for the murder of Florence Whitman in the city of Vancouver.
I'm sorry. I'm really not feeling well. I need to use the bathroom.
All right. You're going to have to come with you. Go ahead.
Just down the hall here.
I'll call Chick, tell him to come take a blood sample from Mr. Gardner.
Pardon the mess.
So what's this all about? Well, Patricia was working on the history of this young Aboriginal woman for her work at the university.
Regina King.
Regina King, right. And, well, she needed a subject for her course, and this body became available, so she wanted a history. We started working on it, and it turned out that the young, thank you, had a tubal ligation performed on her when she was barely a teenager. She's 15, 16. And then it turns out that the doctor involved was quite a zealous proponent of sterilizing young Native women.
What was the doctor's name again?
Wyman. First name Frederick. So he performed tubal ligations on all 14 of these young women. And well, they're not even young women, they're young girls, really.
Yeah, whose various causes of death could be directly related to their lifestyles.
He sterilized all of them.
More than 10 years ago.
And they're teenagers, though. I mean, it's kind of a heavy decision to take, isn't it? Someone so young.
Okay, I agree, but, I mean, you're a long way from proving that the sterilizations brought about their deaths.
It's a contributing factor. That's what I'm starting to think.
Okay, fine. So what do you want to get out of this?
An inquiry. Can we conduct an inquiry to this?
Well, we don't necessarily need to prove a link between the sterilizations and their death to begin an inquiry, which will give you warrants on the doctor and anybody else you need to talk to, which I presume is what you're after, right?
Exactly. That's the yes, then?
Just tread lightly on this, okay?
As always.
Very lightly.
Thank you, sir.
The old absinthe contained a plant called wormwood. It was known to induce some psychotropic effects, hallucinations. It was banned a long time ago because of a homicide, I think.
In France, right? I read about that. Some absinthe drinker there took an axe to his wife and kids, didn't he? Chopped them up for cordwood?
Yeah, that's right. Well, anyway, they're making it again.
Really? Hey, Leo. You got a couple of bottles here with blood all over them. Absinthe and champagne.
Oh, yeah? 2 bottles?
Yeah, both of these. Looks like somebody tried to wipe them clean.
You didn't get any prints off him?
Smudges, nothing good.
Anything else?
Yeah, I got some fiber evidence, some hairs. I plucked those off her dress.
Well, those will probably match up with the secretary.
Yeah, maybe. I should get that answer in a few hours.
All right, thanks a lot, Jack. See ya. I guess we can't bank on that forensic evidence there. Gardner's his secretary. He was with her last night. His prints are all over everything, legitimately, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to come down to the blood on his robe, whether that belonged to her or not.
You get anything more than the friend that Gardner was talking about?
Oh, the Douglas whatever?
Something or other?
No. That's a pretty soft story there. It's pretty feeble.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Well, as soon as the lawyer gets here, we're going to interview.
Should be straight ahead.
Should be.
You want coffee?
All right.
I don't know her, but that one, that's Lila. She's got a room in the Baltic on Hastings.
Anybody else here?
Sorry, that's it.
Okay, that's 4. I'll get sex crimes to follow them up.
Okay. So, Alex, he's in jail now, right?
Yeah.
How long's that gonna be for?
All we've got him on is a dope charge, and he'll probably walk on that by tomorrow.
I've been thinking, about what I know about him. And I don't know if this means anything, but I remember a while ago when his wife disappeared.
She disappeared?
Yeah, like pretty suddenly. One day, whoosh.
When did this happen?
A couple of years ago.
Did the police look into it?
I don't know.
Who told you about this?
He did. Alex did when I was with them one time. He was getting all sappy about it.
Well, what did he say? Do you remember?
Just how I had the same eyes as her, blah, blah, blah. And I asked him if him and his wife were split up, and he said not in his mind, that she just disappeared one day.
You're not making this up just to make me happy.
You'd be happy if he killed his wife?
No, you know what I mean.
No, I'm not making it up.
Okay, I'll take a look at that.
Okay. You were gonna give me some money.
What do you think you're gonna need?
$40?
I got 20.
For a murder? That's it, $20.
No, you're getting 20 for a rumor. If it turns out real, we can talk about it again.
Boy, they got you stuck way down the bowels here. You need a road map, wouldn't you?
That suits me fine.
Okay, so you're dragging me all the way down here for what now?
I impounded the car.
What'd you do with the ferret?
Oh, it's in the freezer locker, in evidence in a freezer bag.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so what's going on now?
So, I'm going through the car there, right?
Yeah.
Down on the floor, I find this. It's a lighter.
Later. Yep, later. What you're thinking?
Well, there's no cigarettes in the victim's pockets, right? So I figure, maybe there's a passenger.
Passenger. Okay. Couldn't be that he quit smoking and lost his lighter a long time ago down there, or maybe he ran out of cigarettes, went to buy some.
Except the dog followed somebody's scent back up to the road, right?
Which tells you that, dogs follow whatever funky smells off there and off they go. Where'd you land that one, Zach?
Oh, Mexico, up off the Baja.
Well, that's a beauty. That's a mother of a fish, though. Would you land that or shoot it?
Okay, forget about the passenger, right? In your opinion, how did this guy end up in the water?
Like you said, he fell in. Disoriented him.
Yeah, but he couldn't have been that disoriented. The first thing he does is take his dead ferret, he puts it back into his trunk.
Take him where I'm leaving. I gotta go back to my office and get some work done. Think about how that ferret died.
I already did. Snapped his neck when the leash shortened up suddenly when he hit the rocks.
It's up here.
Up the stairs to the right.
Alex's wife, her name was Sarah. She disappeared a couple of years ago. Anyway, homicide never got the call. The case stayed over at missing persons, so I went up there and got the file.
Who reported her missing?
The husband, Alex.
He had a story to go with it?
Yeah, according to his statement, his wife said she was going to go to the corner store. She needed milk for coffee. So he asked her to pick up a pack of cigarettes. She left their place on foot and never came back.
That's a classic. Gone for smokes and don't come back. Anybody see her?
Yeah, the store clerk said that Sarah made it there, picked up the cigarettes and the smokes, and walked out the door. Now, a hooker who worked the corner across the street, Dana Winthrop, said she spoke to her. They were friends. Evidently, the wife was in the trade.
She was a prostitute. Sarah was?
Yeah, she worked out of the apartment, had an ad in the paper. Anyway, according to Dana's statement, she said hi, bye, that was it. The wife walked off up the street. Dana had a customer stop, so she didn't see what happened after that.
You know what I think? I think you're reluctant to hand this case over to sex crimes like I asked.
Okay, maybe I am. The thing is, none of these women he's torturing are ever going to be willing to testify to it.
That's not my concern. That's sex crimes problem.
You know, one day he's going to cause somebody's death over there, torturing them or whatever.
If that day comes, then the case will be yours.
Well, what about the information that his wife disappeared?
Missing persons.
I didn't make up the possibility that her husband might have killed her.
You didn't, but maybe your informant did.
I'm going to re-interview him before he makes bail based on this new information.
If you get anything from him on the wife's death, then by all means follow it up. If not, that's all. You have other files to look at, and I do not want to be talking about this again tomorrow.
I understand.
Doug arrived around 12:15, and we had a cocktail. And then we went for a walk along the beach, English Bay there, and then we had another cocktail at the Sylvia. And then we came back home to my place, and I passed out on the couch.
What happened to Doug?
I don't know.
What does Doug do for a living, Ross?
I'm not sure.
Did you ever give him any money for sex?
Now and then.
You think this Doug knew about Mrs. Whitman's wealth, all that jewelry up there?
I suppose he might have been. I might have bragged to him about it.
Do you think he could have gone up to Mrs. Whitman's after he left your place?
Well, I suppose it's possible. I seem to remember waking up on the Chesterfield at one point, and he was either coming in or going out of the apartment door.
So you think he could have gone up there?
I suppose so.
You like that story because you don't have to commit to it just yet?
I'm sorry, what?
Well, think about it. We're homicide detectives. We have experts who can tell us if the blood on your robe was hers.
Mr. Gardner's given you his explanation of the events.
We're all aware of that.
Gentlemen, I am all at 6s and 7s, and I am a complete blank to what occurred after I left with Doug.
Well, we'd like to talk to this Doug ourselves, but you know, I have a problem. I think this Doug is one of those imaginary friends who doesn't really exist.
Well, he does. And I wish I could help you, but I have no idea where he disappeared to.
Well, you know what I think you should do is collect your thoughts. After you've done that, the picture of what happens a little more clear in your head, then we'll get back together, all right? How's that sound?
Thank you.
This is a long time ago now. I don't know if I remember everything right anyway.
You gave a statement to a missing persons detective about the wife of Alex Mills. He was running girls out of the Victory Manor down on Hastings.
That's right. Uh-huh. Sarah was the wife's name.
Right. But you gave a statement back then about how Sarah and Alex had some kind of welfare fraud thing they ran.
That's right. They had a few scams going. I think they had a few different addresses, fake IDs. It's not that hard to pull that off.
And this scam went a little sour. That led to Sarah leaving him, is that right?
I think so. Yeah. Anyway, Alex wanted to bring a new girl into it. Sarah got all jealous on him, said she'd blow the whole thing up. Then she goes missing right after that.
This new girl that Alex was going to bring into the welfare scam, did you know who that was?
No. I had no idea.
Okay. And Alex had a couple different addresses, you said, different residences?
Right. The only one I knew about was this big old house he had in the East End, near the racetrack. I worked there with his wife now and again. You could hear the sound of the fair in the summer, so it was close to that. You could hear the kids screaming on the roller coaster.
I got the boss to agree to an official inquiry, so we can subpoena the doctor. I can get his testimony.
Great, great. That way we'll get it from the horse's mouth, at least.
Well, nice to go on record. First, whether anything comes of it or not.
I appreciate it.
Now, I was just looking at that list of Queenie's foster parents, eh? And it's a long list.
You probably want to talk to the foster mother who signed the release form for her to have the tubal ligation.
You know, I can get hold of her?
Yeah, I got her address, but good luck. She sure would not talk to me.
Oh, yeah. Nothing like it's a sheriff standing at your door with a subpoena in his hand make you want to talk. What's this?
There you go.
Unbelievable.
So I'm at the victim's house.
You're staking out the guy that went in the river?
Yeah.
Zach.
And I get just a dead end from the neighbors, right? But I go into the mailbox. There's a letter there addressed to a woman, so I figure a woman must be living there, right?
There's a woman living in the house?
Yeah.
Nobody saw her?
Nobody seen her.
Unbelievable.
Okay. So I'm staking it out. I got the coffee, got the sandwiches, got a can of peas.
Okay, so you're staking out the place.
Yeah. So last night, I see a light go on in there, right? Go get a warrant, go in, and there she is, right? Victim's wife, one who I told you was in the car. Lydia.
I must go. I will phone you after.
This is Dominic Da Vinci. He's with the Vancouver Coroner's Office. He just wants to ask you a couple of questions about the other night.
Yes. What is it you wish to ask?
All right, well, you were in the car with your husband the night that you lost him down here in the room?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, do you mind showing us what happened?
Look at me, my face. My husband did this to me. He wanted me killed.
Okay, all right, no, just relax. Can we just deal with the accident?
Marriage to him was accident. I answer ad. You understand?
Oh, yeah.
Russian women meet Canadian men who wish to find wife.
Oh, okay.
And I see Henry. He's a good-looking man, and he's polite, and he's easy to fall for, so why not get married? After he brings me here, he keeps me locked in house like prisoner. I cannot see friends. He forbids me to get job. Even to pee, he watches me. So I say, Henry, I must go. I must leave. And this is what I get for talking.
Oh. And this all happened the night of the accident?
Yes, correct. And after that, I run from house to stay with friend. And Henry comes to look for me there. And he asked me to go for a ride with him. He says to say goodbye. And like, fool, I go.
Okay, so then he drove you along the river road down here. Were you coming from this direction?
Yes, correct. He's driving very fast along the road. And he's begging me to stay. He's saying he's sorry. And I say, no, I must go, enough, and drive me back. But he starts to screaming, and Weasel is acting crazy also until he's caught in his leash.
Oh,
and I try to shift car out of gear, but my husband, he pushes me away very hard, and he's screaming he's going to kill us together when he drives car into fence.
You have that fence right there?
Yes, correct. And bang, bang, we go down to the water over there, and idiot Weasel snaps neck, and Henry, he bangs his head, and there's blood everywhere, and Henry, he is shouting because idiot Weasel is dead, and he opens the trunk, and he puts Weasel inside like dead mother. And I try to leave, but Henry, he fights me, and so I bite him, and he says, go, leave you whore, I'm going to jump in the water. And I say, go, you are a coward anyway. And before I know what he's doing, he has jumped in the water, and now he's yelling to me to pull him out, but I cannot. And Henry sinks underwater.
He sinks. And where'd you do that?
I go up the road, and I walk back to my house.
Okay. Did you have your phone with you?
Yes.
You saw your husband drown in front of you, had a bad car accident, got your face all beat up. You didn't think to call the police?
I called the police, and they sent me back to Russia. So I hide. I'm in trouble now, no?
Yeah, you might be in some trouble. It's a very serious offense to failure to report a death. That's bad.
And they will send me back to Russia for this?
It's not my call.
Zach says he's trying to help.
I might know a couple of people. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you might.
Mr. Gardner's decided he'd like to give another statement.
Is there a guy named Douglas in the story this time?
No, there's no Douglas this time.
Okay, good. And then let's start again. Tell us what happened.
Well, we had a late lunch, and then we had cocktails after lunch, and we started talking about our favorite painters. And Flo said that her favorite was Magritte, and she mentioned his lovely wife and how devoted he was to her, and how at the end he was just signed everything just for money. And I said, no, I was Picasso. And then we both realized it was Salvador Dali, so we laughed about that. And then right away she started bickering about what time to eat dinner, and she wants to eat early, and she knows I can't eat early because I won't sleep very well.
Okay. What happened after dinner?
I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to recall the details.
Why don't we start with your relationship with Mrs. Whitman? Give us a little taste of what that was like.
Well, she would come into a room, and whatever you were doing, she had an opinion about it, and she was going to tell you about it, even if you pleaded on your hands and knees to just please give you a moment's silence. She was going to tell you what she thought and that everything you were doing was wrong. This is how it's supposed to be done, and, you pour wine like this, and this is how you open champagne correctly, and do we have to listen to Candide, and if my husband was still alive, he wouldn't put up with this insolence, and on and on and on.
Yeah. People like that annoy me, too.
You want to add a little bit about your relationship with Mr. Whitman?
was just so devastated when he died.
Ross, I'm advising you again not to say any more at this time.
So tacky ending like this.
No, I'm sorry. We understand. The man who loves you dies. Your situation changes, you're a little off balance.
You do, you know.
You feel abandoned?
I was very alone.
Along comes Mrs. Whitman telling you what to do, giving you no respect, and man, something's gonna give.
I don't remember hitting her. I must have blacked out. I black out sometimes, you know.
What did you hit her with?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Just something that was handy?
Yeah, something was handy, I guess. If I did, I don't remember. I'm a terrible drunk, you know.
Hey.
Hey. It's all boarded up. Been that way for a while. Basement door's been kicked in.
You talked to the neighbors?
Yeah, they haven't seen anybody around for almost a year.
I think we should check it out.
Think we should get a warrant?
No, forget about the warrant. I think we should have a look, make sure there's nobody squatting in there causing damage.
Sure, that makes sense to me.
Hey, how old would you say this house is?
I don't know, teens, 20s maybe?
Yeah. Looks like somebody put in a cement floor pretty recently.
Yeah, that looks pretty new.
Lock this down for me. I think we're gonna need that warrant.
Superstation WGN.